Stepping as an art form is very distinct. In stepping, we're basically trying to turn our collective movement into a percussive ensemble. So as much as we want it to be interesting to look at, we're also very concerned about the music that we're making.
We have our claps. We have what we coin a chip clap, where we're just like glancing the side of our hands. We have our bass clap, which is a lower tone. You can have your snaps. You can have, double snap. You have your thighs. You have your chest.
Step Africa is the first professional company in the world dedicated to the tradition of stepping.
We have artists in the company that are trained in African, tap, jazz, contemporary, modern, hip hop. We have actors and musical theater majors, but also we have people who have majored in business and journalism.
The artists are not just great performers on stage, they're also very committed teaching artists. Wherever there are children, you'll find a Step Africa artist giving his or her all to motivate and inspire young people. Stepping has its roots in early 1900s, when African Americans first began to attend colleges in greater numbers. And that's when they developed their own fraternities and sororities as a way to express love and pride in these groups. And stepping was their way of expressing that love.
They were created for academic excellence, for sisterhood and brotherhood, for community service. So all of these positive things is where stepping was birthed from.
Rebels march!
We really try to stress to students that stepping is an art form that really requires your teamwork, your commitment, your discipline, but also requires that you make investments in your own education and in your own capacity.
Step Africa, they didn't just teach me step, they taught me about education. They taught me about HBCUs, actually historically black colleges and universities, and how they really wanted to, teach young black minds. And it was just the first time that I had something in my life that kind of drove me somewhere. And so I started becoming way better in my classes. My C's and B's turned into all A's, and I became high honor roll by 8th grade, and it just kind of took off from there. And I ended up achieving my dream of going to Howard University. Being a first-gen student, it's very hard to even imagine where I would be right now if it wasn't for Step Africa.
Amina!
We've traveled to about 60 countries around the world, almost every state in the United States, sharing this art form and using it as a way to create understanding between different communities and different cultures. And the support we've received from Wells Fargo allows us to serve children, allows us to employ artists, allows us to reach audiences. So every audience that we come in front of, every child that we touch, I take it very seriously. For me, doing this work, it's more than a life's calling. This is what I'm here to do. This is the space I'm supposed to do the work in. This is how I'm supposed to reach people.